It says we're here. That was quick.
That was quick.
Is our internet connection connecting, or is YouTube YouTubing? Either way. I don't really trust that things will keep working the way I want them to, because I'm still a little shook from a couple weeks ago. But
there we are.
Yeah. So I guess until somebody tells me otherwise, we'll just proceed as if we really are here. Hello.
Well, I know I'm here.
No, you are not all here. Hello. Hello. Come on, man.
Hello.
Hello, Lord.
John Brownstone.
I'm loving BDSM, where we help kinksters like you have happy, healthy power exchange relationships. We are here for our weekly live stream. We'll record our podcast, the audio version of which it's all major podcast apps every Friday. We are here 3 minutes early. Yes, I can tell time. If you're here for the live stream and you don't like idle chit chat, this will definitely not be the episode for you. But you got a few minutes. If you are here after the live stream, before I put in timestamps, and you don't like idle chit chat, blah, 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 fast forward by about 3 minutes. Ta-da! Okay, I'm going to say hi to folks.
Say hi to folks.
Saying hi to folks. Hi, Kitty. But what are words? Hi, Kitty. Hi, Basides. Hi, Julie. Alessis Thesaurus. Is that Enchanted Wings?
Yes, I believe so.
If I'm correct, hello. If I'm not, remind me who you are, and we'll try this again. Hi, Wendy. Hi, Jose. Hi, Mr. Spock. Hi, Danny. Hi, Kim. Hello. I've never out-sadisted a sadist. But I have wondered, are you a secret masochist? Because you do put yourself in some situations sometimes.
Yeah, I know.
Yay, I remembered.
Yeah, I know.
So yeah. Hello everybody. Thanks for being here. I'm kind of looking forward to this episode. I look forward to all of them, and we would not be here if we did not want to be here. But I went back over the questions that we're going to answer from Therapy Jeff to prep the script for the episode, and I just, my wheels started turning, and two, a couple times I was like, oh gosh, this could get interesting.
Ugly?
Hi, Rara. It's more like, how raw do we want to be? And I'm here for just, putting it all out there. Letting the chips fall where they may.
They may? Oh, goodness.
See what happens.
I don't know what I'm in for tonight.
Well, I sent you the reel. You watched the reel.
I
you
did.
approved the reel. So I think hopefully you would know.
That was how many days ago?
And you still have it somewhere in your like message, your whatever inbox, your Instagram inbox for me. Because that is all we do on Instagram anymore these days, is just send reels back and forth. That's it. Is there anything else you're supposed to do on Instagram? I don't know. Kim, it's apparently a point system, so non-spammy, but if every time you comment you get, I think, 25 points. Basics figured this out last week, and super chats get you more points, and it fluctuates throughout the stream, so you can sometimes have the crown, sometimes not have the crown. So yeah, I just love, I don't know what it looks like. Are they purple on your end, the crowns?
I don't even see them.
Really?
Yeah.
Why don't you see them?
Probably because I got an old ass iPad.
That's true. You are working on an old ass.
Old.
Yep. It basically does this in Discord. Is that about it? And your books.
It does 3 things. It does this with the YouTube for the lives, and I have Libby on here for reading books. And yes, Discord. Those are the 3, and that's it. That's all this thing. And sometimes it struggles to do that some days,
Yeah. I don't know if you want a small one, but don't I have a small iPad?
Yeah, you have a mini.
Okay. If you would like to take mine over, because I don't use mine,
I might take you up on that.
You feel free.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh.
I did try to use it one time actually.
Yeah.
But iPad does not allow you to create a second.
So you basically have to wipe it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
Gotcha. Okay, it's a minute after 7.
Okay.
We're gonna get started. Yeah, we're, as you can tell from the title of this stream/video, we're answering unhinged relationship questions. We did not declare them to be unhinged.
Mm-mm.
The original asker of the questions called them unhinged. That would be Therapy Jeff, whom I adore. I really think I would like to get he's got a book and a podcast, and I've started paying attention with some of his reels. He does this intro where he's like been a relationship therapist or a something therapist or however he puts it for like 20 years. Like he's got a ton of experience. And so, yeah, he's got a podcast. I linked to the reel down places. 1, if you would like to hear all these questions, and 2, if you want to go follow Therapy Jeff on Instagram. Our shirts, for anybody who's interested, are from our Etsy shop. They are also linked down below. Mm-hmm. And that's all I can think about that. So if you enjoy this, we love a thumbs up. If you like it enough to want to come back for more, please consider subscribe.
And once you do that, go ahead and ring the notification bell to get updates of new content.
Exactly. It's not just me tonight. Woo! We're fumbling for words left, right, and center. Yeah. If Daddy can say it, just do it. But if he can't say it, I guess you're off the hook. You don't have to do what Daddy says. I have to.
Yeah,
I have
you do.
to read your mind and know what you meant to say. But that's a whole different conversation. For anybody else curious, yeah, I went to Wawa to get a Diet Coke because I drank. I mean, it was a good thing how much water I drank today. But I told JB at dinner, I was like, if I have to drink another damn sip of water, I'm done. And then I got some permission to go to Wawa, which they are currently running a special. I think it's if you have the app, but I don't know. $1, any size drink. So there we go. Yeah, you can. Oh, I want to say this before you hit the button. JB's birthday is this coming Saturday, July 12th. His birthday is July 12th. He will be 64. And I take his birthday spanking. He gives said birthday spanking. 64 plus 1 to grow on. Will I be able to sit down afterwards? Who knows? Yeah, you got a lot of pent up like stuff. So I feel like some of it is gonna come out through my sadistic daddy, who's like, oh, look at the ass before me. Let me tend my fields or something like that. There's this a saying I can't think of, but it's like right on the edge of my brain. Yeah. Okay, yes, you can hit the magic button.
Oh dear. Okay.
If you remember how. Okay, so before we get into our 10 unhinged relationship questions, a reminder, you can still sign up for the Jumpstart Your BDSM Journey free boot camp online. Completely starts next Monday, July 14th. 4 days online, no cost, actual value, not just like real surface level stuff and then, genuine information. I had somebody ask last week, would this be okay or good for somebody who's not currently in a relationship? And I think so, because part of the whole purpose is to help you figure out how BDSM will fit with the life you have, what you want, how you want this to look in, now and in the future. And you can absolutely start figuring some of that out without a partner. It can make it clearer for you on what kind of partner you're looking for. It can help with negotiations because you're like, this is what I know I want. This is what I know I don't want. So yeah, it's free. Link is in the places. If you have not already signed up, you haven't checked out the link yet, go take a look. See if it's for you. Sign up. Yay! Okay. Oh, that is through Dom Sub Living. It's not through us. We have partnered with Alessandra many, many, many times. They're the ones who do the virtual summit that we did earlier this year and a few other things throughout the year. So they've been around and we've been around them for a few years. And yeah, we like them. We trust them. Good educational stuff. And that's how you do a sales pitch. I'm a professional. Okay. I'm going to get into these questions. The way it's going to work, I'm going to read them. JB's going to answer so he actually gets some air time. And then I'll suck up all the oxygen in the room, and then we'll repeat and do this for 10 whole times.
Oh, before you do that.
Sure. Oh, please turn the fan on. I was starting to, like, swelter in here. And that's with it being evening and overcast. It really wants to rain outside, but it has not yet.
And all the curtains closed.
Right, it's still sweltering. Anyway.
Yep.
So Therapy Jeff is a relationship therapist, counselor person. He's a professional. I see him on Instagram. I know he's on TikTok. His reels are sometimes quite to the point, somebody probably got their feelings hurt based on the comments, but he's pretty no nonsense, and I kind of like his delivery and his vibe. So if you like these questions, you might like him. Go check him out. The link to the actual reel where these questions come from is in the places as well. Okay, here we go. First question.
Yeah, I know this one. Wow.
Yeah, okay. If you learned that your partner had been hired to date you as part of a social experiment where very hot people dated complete losers, would you be able to forgive them?
Wow, yeah.
I love the implication that we are individually on each side of the question, the hot person.
Yeah. I honestly don't know. I honestly don't know. I think it would depend on a lot of variables.
Mm-hmm. I agree with that.
And
what, like, name some variables?
Name some variables?
Yes.
I guess if they showed remorse.
Sure.
Okay. That would be one thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I think if there were feelings that were genuine.
Sure.
But that'd be wild.
Do you think, can you imagine what your initial reaction might be?
Probably shock.
Yeah. Yeah. I definitely shock, betrayal, so pissed off. But then I agree with you. It context dependent. If it's a month into the relationship, a year into the relationship, I don't know that I could move on from something like that. That's too soon. That's not enough depth of trust for me. At this point, 10 years in, I'd be like, dude, they forgot the game was even being played. It's just you on your lonesome. At this point, a decade in, you clearly want to be here. So there would have to be some level of groveling. I accept cash payments and gifts. There would have to be remorse in order for me. We would have to go to a therapist because my trust issues being what they are, that's a pretty deep betrayal. Mm-hmm. But if I can then add the layers of like everything else that's gone on since, and those things still feel genuine, I could probably get over it. But if now I'm looking at everything that's gone on for the entirety of our relationship through that lens,
that'd be tough.
Ooh, that would be tough. That would be tough. So,
yep.
Yeah, early days in a relationship, honey, you're out on your fucking ass. Go. But years later, in a relatively good relationship where you're happy to be there, and everybody seems to want to be there, there'd be some work to do.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I think the thing that gets me the most out of it, that. Oh, so I'm a loser then, huh?
Right. That's the thing. That's the implication. Like, what's going on in my head? I was the loser.
Right.
Okay, that's what you thought of me when you like that. Those are the kinds of thoughts I think I would be having. Be like, that's what you thought of me at first. Mm-hmm. And I think, hypothetically, once I could think clearly, and my sarcasm came back, I'd be like, well, clearly there's something wrong with you because you stuck around all this time. But yeah, a newish relationship that doesn't have like any foundation on it, get the fuck out of here. I'm done. Go. Okay. Next question. This one cracked me. No, not this one. I'm thinking of another one.
Yeah.
Sorry. Chaos. Okay. Imagine a situation where someone offered you money to go no contact with your partner for 1 year. What would be the minimum amount that could make you seriously consider it? I am terrified. It better be more than $5 damn.
I don't think. Well, you know what? In all honesty, I don't think I could do it.
I could not. There is no. Tell me a trillion. Oh,
Yeah.
that's make believe money. Okay, no.
Yeah, I don't.
Not no contact. Not no contact.
Yeah, no.
No.
There is not enough. You know, if it was a week, maybe a month.
That's what I was thinking earlier today. Maybe a month, but only if it wasn't no contact. We just were not in each other's space. Like, I still need to be able to send you a text, get a voice message, something. Something. And I couldn't do it for, longer than that because, even if I tried to, put myself back into the long-distance relationship headspace, we didn't do, so hot mentally as individuals when we went more than, 2 months without seeing one another. So there's, a time limit. And now the layers of interdependency we have on each other. Nope,
It's scary.
The amount of money does not exist. It does not exist. Okay, this one is unhinged.
Okay.
This one is so unhinged. And this one's so unhinged. If it was discovered that you and your partner are actually long-lost half-siblings, would you stay together and would you tell anyone?
Fuck. Visions of V.C. Andrews popping in my head.
Lord, I'm a little
Flowers
afraid
in the
to
attic.
try to reread those books.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. But
Yeah.
but long lost,
Yeah.
not raised together, long lost. Okay, so
Damn.
so it's a two-parter. Would we stay together?
Half siblings.
Right, like we don't share both parents. It's just share a mom, share a dad, something.
I don't think I could.
Really?
I don't think I could. Not like that. That's just too close for comfort for me.
I respect that. I think most people would say that. Me? Because I'm thinking of you. I'm not thinking of a random partner.
Yeah.
It's you. Oh, no, we're together. We're not trying to procreate. This is not about, there's no inbreeding that's about to happen. If we were not raised together, we've gone 40 some odd and 60 some odd years apart, never as siblings, and we're not trying to mix and match genetics. I'm not going no fucking where. Am I telling anybody? But that is not the episode that will pop up in this podcast. I mean, nope. But I mean, everything's context dependent. Are we 19 and, graduated from the same high school? Yeah, no thank you. At this point, though, and not knowing a damn thing about each other, and again, let me say, not making babies together. Yeah, no. With you, knowing it's you, you're not going, no, just sit down. You'll be okay. We won't tell anybody. We will pretend we don't know. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. Maybe the libido will, be dormant for a while we get our head on right. But just sit down, okay? We're not going to tell anybody. They don't need to know what we do in our own house behind closed doors between us.
Julie, Uncle Daddy, 2-in-1 deal.
Oh my God!
Love it. I love
Oh
it.
my
Love
God.
it. Love it.
Look. If the step sibling smut trope can be a thing, we were raised completely apart for literal decades, did not know, the only connection is genetic, and we're not trying to make babies with our genetic code. I think the step sibling thing is more taboo based on all of that. But I'm still not telling no damn body. That is for fucking sure. I'm not telling anybody. Nope. Nope. Okay, this one, I have a very clear answer on this next one.
Yeah.
Suppose you discovered that your previous relationship ended because your current partner covertly orchestrated its demise, ensuring you were single so they could step into your life. Would you find this romantic or a red flag?
Red flag.
Romantic.
Really?
You would have saved me from my fucking ex-husband. Thank you very much.
Jeez.
No, when I answer these questions, I'm thinking of you and the relationship that we have. Had I found out 5 minutes into it, that's a red flag. Here I am looking back on my life and I'm like, oh, that needed to end. Thank you for helping me. It only works if I find out a decade plus later. Within the first year, it's like a betrayal. It's a red flag.
Yeah.
What the hell is going on? Because will that be happening to me in the future? I mean, I do have a little bit of that. It's not universally true, but it is more common than not that what somebody will do with one partner, like when it comes to betraying trust, they will likely do with somebody else.
If you could orchestrate something like that, I wouldn't want to be around to see what else you could do if you get pissed at me.
No, I'd be like, okay, look, we're going to try a bank heist now. 'Cause I'm feeling a little broke. You clearly have a very specific set of skills. We need to capitalize on this. No, when it's you, and we're here, because especially once you've been together there's a certain amount of time, assuming there are no like other red flags in a relationship, assuming it's a genuinely on both sides happy relationship, I'm just gonna be like, okay, you paved the way, you made this possible. Because here's the thing, I can look back and see how my life is better with you than with anybody else I was with before.
Well, same. I mean,
so
I can. Yeah.
if that holds true, then thank you. Thank you for saving me from myself. I clearly should not be allowed to pick my own partner, and you just keep doing it for me. I mean, that's just, you know. Okay,
Excuse me.
this one is, it doesn't feel that unhinged to me.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think we in the kink world would call this a Saturday night. Imagine a situation where someone offered you money to watch your partner make passionate love with their number one celebrity crush. What would be the minimum amount that could make you pull up a chair and watch it go down?
Wouldn't need to pay me a dime.
I know! You would be paying us. You'd be like, Henry Cavill, come on down.
Right.
I have a check for you.
Pedro Pascal, you know.
Oh, my, both? Yeah. Jesus. God. Oh, my God. Yeah, because they both have a similar kind of oh, my God. Yeah, I would pay you. I would pay them. I would pay you.
Yeah, I wouldn't. No, you wouldn't need to pay me. Just
I know, because you're a voyeur, though.
Right.
You are a voyeur. Also, we don't have weird feelings about, oh, you have a celebrity crush you'd like to fuck.
Yeah.
We talk about who we'd like to fuck together and who would we destroy. Who could not handle us. Every time I see a clip or a reel of like rehashing when Pedro Pascal basically said he was submissive, I'm just like, oh my God, okay, I can't make it work on my own, but that's why we make a good team. And oh yeah. So here's the thing. I am both an exhibitionist and like anti-voyeur. Like I am repulsed by voyeurism. I don't want to watch. Like I can read it and I can kind of watch it in movies and TV shows, kind of. But to be in the room, I am gonna need some money. Not because I'm freaked out, not because I'm like, oh no, I don't want to watch the man I love fuck somebody else. No. It's because I am so deeply uncomfortable watching things like that and being the voyeur. I get impatient, I get antsy. I figure if you give me an edible and enough money to pay off like actual debt, like you could feel the difference the next month when you don't have to pay that bill, that's enough. I'll watch you fuck anybody. Create a line. Everybody roll up, pay me money, get the mortgage paid off while we're at it. but I'm gonna need an edible. I'm gonna need something to like relax me. I'm gonna need something to temper the whatever I got going. I'm gonna need that. I'm gonna need that.
Okay.
But see, the thing is, because we both, not universally, but we both have several of the same celebrity crushes.
Yeah.
I really think we're just going to tag team, and we'll just tap in when it's our turn to be the watcher versus the doer.
Yeah.
Good Lord,
I
I
can
could
see that.
I mean, I just think we'd ride Henry Cavill, just the two of us. He's a big dude, you know. You're our short king. I am not, but you know, I think he could take us. I just bounce on that man like a trampoline,
right.
and then have Pedro in like the corner waiting for, you know, whatever. But he'd probably like smile real big, and I'd be like,
no, that's not his energy. He'd be like dancing. And,
he'd probably be dancing.
He'd be
but like
he'd
when
be
I say
working
in the
the
corner,
room.
you'd get him in his submissive headspace, and he'd probably sit there and do whatever the fuck you wanted him to do.
True.
And if I ever had to hear Pedro Pascal call some sexy man daddy, I just think I would just, I'd be a puddle. I'd be a fucking puddle. Where did I find my libido? When Pedro Pascal started saying daddy and saying he's submissive. That was it. That was it. Now I will pay you for that. Anyway. But I'm going to need an edible to have to sit there and watch. I'm going to need a comfy chair, an edible,
Julie,
and at least 5-figure payment.
Julie said I better watch out that you may pimp me out to pay the mortgage.
I have pimped out.
And she already pimps me out, so don't,
I mean,
you know.
not in the you know, money for like sex with another human, but I've put many bits and pieces of JB on the internet in exchange for money. He was my stunt dick for about a year, some sex toy stuff. Yeah, no, I was trying to sell some of his Dom services. Like, would you like JB to tell you what to do? Money. I'll try to convince him. Anyway, okay, number 6. Okay, this is sort of a deep one, I think. Imagine you had the option to know every secret, big or small, that your partner has kept from you. Would you want to know? No, I don't either.
No, I you know, it's just like in any relationship, you know, you have your little thing that you go off and do. I have my little things that I go off and do, you know, and we each have our little separate spaces. It's the same way with that. I don't have to know every single little thing.
I know.
You know?
How long did it take me to realize I didn't have to tell you every single thought going through my brain? It was several years. It was almost a decade before I we did a whole damn episode on it once I figured it out. No, you know, again, I'm thinking in context of our relationship, the trust is strong, the openness and the open communication is there. We are both happy. It's a healthy relationship. If I don't know about it, I don't need to know about it. We each get to have our own individual like thoughts and experiences. It makes the relationship stronger when you can kind of come back together after being off doing your own thing. How long did it take me to finally like get that thought to sink into my brain? Oh, about a week ago. Anyway, but if I'm in a relationship where I don't have full trust of my partner yet, or some shit has gone down, in a second, just tell me everything. But that to me is a sign of something. Is it a sign that there's a problem with the dynamic between the two of you, that you feel like important things are being hidden from you? Is it because you yourself are hiding things, so you assume that other people are? Like, what is it in your life and your experiences, either within this relationship or prior to, that, to me, that's the thing to look at. The answer, determines more than anything. The answer tells you more than just the answer. Like, you and I have no interest in it because at this point we know that we're not hiding anything, bad. We're not actually hiding anything. It's just privacy. It's just, this is my thing.
Right.
That's your thing.
I mean, that's like, in some dynamics, the doms want to have all their subs passwords and codes and things like that, and I have no desire, never have ever, in
You let me set most of the passwords anyway.
I know. Yeah.
It throws me off when you make one up on your own. And yet, you know what? I agree with you because I give a little bit of side eye when a dom wants that level of control and knowledge, but does not share it and reciprocate.
Right.
But that's where the difference lies, because from the very beginning, once we commingled our lives, I had access to yours, you had access to mine. I log into your account with your login more than I log into my own, to the point that one day JB had to call me and go, "Can you log into this?" I'm like, "You have it on your phone." "I know, but I cannot get in. It's not recognizing me." I'm like, "Oh, let me just click a button. Here we are." But me having all that information is not a control thing. It's these are my tasks. When JB was in charge, like financially, he had all that information because he was doing the work, but I always had access. I know where to go find passwords. I know what our main, air quote, main password is with some variations. I've created a new main password for us because the requirements keep getting longer. More special characters, and I had to come up with a new one.
Right.
But yeah, so
Gonna need to add on to the keyboard soon.
I know.
Bring back wingdings.
Oh, damn. Oh, I think you just showed your age there, birthday boy. Next thing you're going to tell me, we're going to make something up in Microsoft Paint. MS Paint, I think is what it was called back in the day. So yeah, like, the important stuff gets shared when it needs to get shared. Sometimes not as quickly as I would like. I tend to read you quicker and go, something's off. But it's never been I don't want to tell you. It's I can't tell you yet. I need time. I'm processing. I'm thinking. Or, oh, you noticed something that I didn't even notice. Let me go away and think about what's going on, because you weren't consciously thinking about it.
Yeah.
Me, I'm in my head too much. I know that I'm going to be upset about something before the thing happens, before I see anybody's reactions. And I'm already preparing in advance for the I'm going to feel. So we're going to talk about it in advance, about how I'm going to feel. Like, there's no... there's nothing for you to not know, but so when there's something that I'm just not talking about, it's just a personal, private thing. It's not a secret. You know? Does that make sense?
Yep. Yep.
Okay. This one. Oh, goodness.
Yeah.
Number 7. If you could ask all of your partner's exes what they didn't like about them and what their major red flags are, would you want to know that information?
No, absolutely not. I would not. Because here's the thing. The way you were with somebody else was because that person was different. They're not like me.
And I was a different point in my life. And
right.
different everything.
Right.
Else.
So, most of what they would have to say would be moot to begin with.
Or you'd be like, oh, I see where she worked through that. Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
See, and here's... go ahead.
See, and see, for anything like that, it's like, we have the communication. If I wanted to know, I could ask you.
If I'm capable of looking back and going, oh yeah, that was a red flag for sure.
Yeah.
See, I'm the opposite, but not because I think I'm going to be told some crazy information I didn't already know. Oh yeah, go ahead and tell me, because knowing you the way that I do, 1, it will give me a peek at who were you at that point in your life. 2, it will tell me, depending on what they say, more about them, probably more than at this point, 10 plus years on, over a decade. Like, we've got so much time in that, I'm either going to hear something that I'm like, yeah, I mean, I wouldn't have called that a red flag, but sure. Or I'll be like, oh, I see where your headspace is at. I've learned some things about you, the former partner, but that's because that's how I just move through the world. When people tell me information, I think I know who that person is based on that. And I know who the hell, I don't know them, but I know who the hell your exes were. So there's one ex where it was amicable. I mean, y'all went however many decades without even knowing y'all were running in the same circles. But then when you caught back up, it was amicable. And then another that did not end amicably. But over time, y'all could be in the same room without it being a problem. I'm sure everybody has their own red flags. If my major like ex-husband started listing out red flags, I might have to be, oh Lord, there goes my I might have to be held back, because the mature part of me is like, it takes two for a relationship to fall apart, blah blah blah. Barring something dangerous, right? It takes two for a relationship to fall apart. But if that motherfucker wanted to start listing my problems and how I was a problem, I would need to be held back from him, because I would become violent. And I would show you a red flag, motherfucker. But that's because I've got like some stuff I need to work through. With that, I thought I put my phone on airplane. So yeah, I would be interested more as like a psychological, what was JB like back then, you know? Or
don't go too far back.
And or how did they view this situation? Because you have shared things with me from those previous relationships. So then I would like, oh my God, that's a nosy person's like, or at least my nosy self's like fucking wet dream. Like, ooh, let me get everybody's perspective, and then I can decide what I think the actual truth is in the middle. That is going to be so much fun.
And see, that's why I would prefer not to know, because, you know, it's, I was told this many years ago, and I believe it. There's three sides to every story.
Yes, I agree.
One side, their side,
and the truth,
and somewhere in the middle is the truth.
Yes, I agree.
Yep.
But that's why I want to know the other side, because then I can do all in my head all the analysis.
I don't want to go through all that.
The analysis and I know why JB was like that, because here's where he was at this point in time. Oh, I know why she was like that, because she's a bit no. No, I wouldn't do that. Okay, number 8. If a genie offered you 3 wishes, but there was a 10% chance your partner would disappear from your life forever, would you accept those wishes?
Wouldn't take the risk.
That was my initial thought too, but then I had a secondary thought, like a comma, but
okay,
could I use one of my 3 wishes to bring your ass back?
Ooh.
Or to make sure you didn't go anywhere? Because yes, the first time I read it, I went, no, not 10% is too high, too fucking high. 0.01% is too fucking high. But what if I could wish your ass back? And then I'd still have 2 wishes. And by the end of it, I would have no fucking mortgage.
This is all about the mortgage tonight.
Because I gotta pay it, okay? No, but yeah, like that's...
Huh.
Yeah, because I'm right there with you.
That's an interesting way of thinking. No. Because initially saying that, 10%.
It's too high.
There would have been some in the past. Yeah, let's play that. Let's spin that wheel. Let's spin that wheel.
The biological father of the children. Oh yeah. And then I would be reminded that I never get to win those kinds of because I don't have gambling and me and luck and me. No. If I go into a casino, I just tip really well, because if I put the money in the slot machine, it's never coming back to me. I'll take that $10 and give somebody a tip. It'll be fine. But yeah, no, with you, 10%. No, that's oh my God. Like when I think about it, like my stomach drops. One, because I don't think I have any like air quote luck, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, of course, that would be the universe going, you are finding out now that you fucked around, ha ha. But
yeah,
if I can wish you back and still have 2 wishes, okay. But I would need to see the fine print of the agreement with the genie before. Let me read the contract, because there's always loopholes. That's the whole thing with the genie thing. There's always a loophole.
Oh yeah.
You're going to ask for what you want, but you're never going to ask for it in a way that there's not some fuckery going on. Like, I could wish for my mortgage to be paid off and come to find out somebody has purchased it and now we don't have a house, right? You know what I mean? Like, there's always those twists.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I'd have to read the fine print. I would. Okay. Okay.
All right.
Number 9. If you had the ability to get rid of one of your partner's flaws or imperfections, which one would it be and why? Go ahead. If I'm going to cry, I'll do it off camera. Don't you worry.
You know, I drop things a lot, folks. My things slip through my fingers. And so every time I drop something, I get, "Are you all right? Are you okay? Is everything all right?" Yeah, let's do away with that.
Can I tell you? I mean, there's the obvious I'm an anxious human being. Like, we know that. Put that to the side. The couple of times there have been big crash-like sounds emanating from your presence, and you were actively harming yourself. And the response I got was, "Well, I'm glad it wasn't more serious, because you didn't even come and check on me." Means, honey, the moment we hear anything, I'm like a meerkat. Head comes up. Are you okay? When it sounds real serious, I'll actually get up and go in the other room real quick. But I think you did that one to yourself. I mean, other than the fact that I'm an anxious person, yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay, so I wish mine was fun. I'm just going to show off my childhood trauma some more. So flaws are in the eye of the beholder, right? One person's flaws, another person's who the fuck cares. Like, I get that. If I could, like, wave my magic wand, it would be so when you are agitated, anxious, slightly annoyed, surprised even, but not in a pleasant way, and you're passionate about something, but it's a thing that makes you angry.
I get loud.
Yes, and me and the 15-year-old both call it aggressive. You feel like you're being yelled at. And I know part of it's that's how I was raised. I'm Italian. That's how we all talk to one another. Yes, it sounds like you're all yelling at one another.
I was raised by Italians on one side and German on the other.
Who only know how to speak very firmly and very loudly to one another. I was traumatized by a parent who was raised by Italians, but he was actually mean. That wasn't just how he talked. He was just mean. So take out the silliness of it. Yeah, that's actually my problem to work on. But man, if I could just snap my fingers and that went away. Like, I don't want you to be fake sweet, fake nice. I don't want that either. I just wish that even when, like, the only time you came out, like, air quote, aggressive, it was when it warranted, like, when there's a serious thing, or, like, you're super, super mad. But sometimes you think you're just talking to us, and me and the youngest are like, what did we do wrong? What is going on? Are you mad at us? I would change that if I could.
Man, you know, when I was a kid and I finally got old enough to sit at the big table.
Were you terrified?
No. I was happy to be there. I wanted to be there. Okay. But the only way you would get heard, okay, you had to speak up. You had to, you're sitting there. No, that ain't gonna cut it in that family.
But here's what's interesting to me. I feel like I'm seeing some family dynamics come out here. I'm a person who can absolutely project her voice to the point I'm often told, "You're talking real loud," and I don't think I am, but whatever. You, and I think knowing a little bit about your family dynamics when you were younger, you don't just project, you put like some spice behind it. Like, you're like, it's like, let me show you how serious I am by like, Whereas I just learned how to just project the fucking voice. Now, in my situation, our air quote big family gathering might have 11 people total. And I was always the only child, so there was no kids table for me. I was right in the thick of things.
Yeah.
But yeah.
My mom and my grandmother formed a club called the Dozen Cousins.
Oh my God, that's too many fucking cousins.
There was a lot more.
I don't have any cousins. That's too many.
By the end, there was a lot more than a dozen.
Oh,
cousins.
Sure, yeah. No.
Yeah.
No, I don't have any close cousins at all. Was the only kid, the only grandkid, the only niece / nephew, because nobody had boys either. I was it. So when somebody raised their voice and they were firm or / aggressive, it was because they were pissed off at me. Like, that's my only experience with. But yeah.
Yeah, no. If you don't speak up, you got left behind.
I think part of it is your face gets real serious when you get that tone, even if you don't think. Like, it's an entire vibe, and
okay.
I could possibly be gaslit into thinking, oh no, that's normal, it's all me. But the kid who has not the same kind of childhood trauma that I do, they've got their own, but it's thankfully not anything we did to them. They clock it too.
I know both you do. And when you call me out on it, I'm kind of like, what are you
poor thing?
What are you talking about?
I was just having a conversation aggressively with a frown on my face. Apparently this live stream is therapy for at least one of us. Okay. I'm very curious. This is the last question. I'm very curious about your answer. I think I know my answer. I'm very curious. You have a one-time use time machine, and you have to use it to alter something in your relationship. What are you going to alter?
I think the only thing I would alter is if we had met earlier.
Yeah.
If we had met sooner.
Oh my God. That's... I did not think of something sweet like that.
Well, you're the Scorpio bitch from hell. I expect that.
And you're Cancer with all those fucking feelings. But that was actually very sweet. Here's the thing I would alter. One-time use.
Okay.
I'm going back to either 2017 or 2018, because y'all know how I am with time. I'd have to go look at a calendar. And I'm going to go back to us, and I'm going to sit us down, and I'm going to hold our hands, and I'm going to go, you need to start saving money and stop spending money. And you need a 6-month minimum emergency fund to pay your bills. Also, don't do 3% down when you buy your house. Do 20% down and get you have the money. If you just have the money.
Yeah.
Because here's what's coming in 2020. Okay?
Right. Yeah, really.
And so, yes, I think you're like, sure. But also, here's where I piss me off, and here's why I annoy even me.
Okay.
I would not have wished the several crazy years we had where, there were car accidents and motorcycle accidents and no money and, like, all the stuff. I'm not wishing it on me. I'm not wishing it on anybody. But I also know that our relationship went through fire together.
Yes.
And we are now coming out on the other side way stronger. I mean, I would have told you 5 years ago we were solid, everything was on lock.
That's how they harden steel, by fire.
Right. And so
here we are.
If I could alter it, I'd tell us, because here's the thing. Here's what I know to be true. If a future me showed up and started telling me what I needed to do, I'd have 2 reactions, probably simultaneously. Who the fuck are you to tell me what I gotta do? And also I'd be like, is this person for real? Is that what I look like? What year are you coming from? Like, I don't even know if I would, like, trust it, but I sure shit would try if I could. And yet, knowing what I know now, I think what life would do, and I'm sure this is maybe how it might happen cosmically if you think of a cosmic whatever, cosmic force, like, making things happen. If we didn't have to get forged in that fire, we'd have another fucking fire to go through.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's... You go back and make us meet earlier. I'll go back and tell us to slow the fuck down.
Right.
Stop. We did that very common thing of, the more money you make, the more money you spend. And what I know now? No, I'm way too paranoid for that.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I would like to live well beneath my means. Yeah. Thank you.
Yep.
Ta-da! Those were our 10 questions.
Cool.
I'm not... Maybe it's because we're old and boring and we don't have like a relationship that anybody's going to give side eye to. I mean, other than the kink thing. But, you know, in this space with all of us together, nobody's giving us side eye. Those don't feel unhinged so much as like random. But if we had sat down and done one of these like 6 months in before like I was like in it when it was still kind of new and shiny, I might have been I might have started running for the hills. I might have been like a little worried about things. But also, if I try to go back to then, what would you have said my flaw was? It would probably been like, could you just believe me when I tell you something? Could you just believe that I'm actually into you and I want to be here? Right. That would be great. Thanks. Anyway, ta-da!
Ta-da!
Those are the questions. Yeah. If you want the questions, I've linked to Therapy Jeff's Instagram reel where he actually put the questions in the caption. I was very grateful for that because I copied and pasted into my script. For podcast listeners, the show notes on Friday will have the questions as well. So if anybody wants to, like, for yourself as an individual or, like, as a little relationship exercise, feel free. Feel free. Yeah. But, yeah, that's it. And we'll go into a bonus section.
Okay. So, are we good?
I don't know.
Keep it kinky, y'all.
And we'll see you next week. Daddy.
Yes, baby girl.
Can we talk to the crickets?
Sure.
Okay. JB's birthday is on Saturday.
Nope.
He's turning 64.
You have some interference.
Stop! Somebody is very annoyed with you right now. Don't worry. In probably like half a second, I'll accidentally bump the microphone, and somebody will be annoyed with me.
See?
It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. So, other than Jamie's birthday is on Saturday, what have you got for the bonus section? Look.
You may not have to wait till my birthday if you keep that shit up.
Look. Even in our driest dry spells, when nobody was like, we were like, yeah, we love one another. Yeah, dom sub, sure. But nobody was thinking of anything else. There were still 2 birthday spankings a year. Thank you very much.
That's true.
So what's going on?
Been playing in the shop.
You have been.
Yep. Got the new lathe set up. But I'm waiting for the adapters to show up so I can actually fully use it.
And, did we have the conversation upon ordering, do we need to buy the adapters? And somebody went, no, we're fine. Somebody needed the adapter.
And I will admit, that was totally on me. Sure. All my chucks that I have used on the lathes are Nova chucks. And in order to make Nova chucks work on non-Nova things, you need adapters. So my initial thought was, I'm getting a Nova lathe. So the Nova chucks that I have should be compatible with them, right?
Which would make sense. I agree.
No.
They were not.
No.
Now, here's what's hilarious. Somebody was very excited for Monday to roll around before they realized they needed these adjusters, blah, blah, blah things, because they wanted to turn. And I have a long list of things we are sold out of at the Kinkery, thekinkery.com.
You keep writing them in bigger and bigger letters on the board,
Of them, and I've got to actually move one thing up to the list because it's now officially sold out too.
Oh, dear.
Of the things that are sold out, there's 5 things on the list that are completely out of stock. 4 of them require the lathe.
Yes.
4 of them.
Yep.
So.
Yep.
Yeah. And then here's what's ironic. I don't know. Order the big expensive tool. It's coming from Clearwater, which is the area we used to live. It arrives the next day. The next day.
Yeah.
We didn't pay for special the next day. It arrived the next day. And we're like, okay, it's close. Great. Yeah. We ordered early in the day, and it worked out. These little adapters, they're coming from the same location. Will they be here by the end of the week?
Hopefully.
Are they coming through the big tools came through UPS.
UPS, right.
Are these coming through the post office?
Post office, yeah.
Oh my God.
That's why I said. That's why all our mail, regardless of where it comes from, goes through Jacksonville. And
but sometimes it goes other places, but Jacksonville is the main one, yeah.
Jacksonville is technically where it goes before it comes here to this town. Sometimes Jacksonville is a black hole.
Oh yeah, it's in transit. Air quote that.
We've had stuff go from Jacksonville recently to Puerto Rico.
Then came back up to Orlando, then went to Gainesville, then came to us.
Yeah. And then there was something else that traveled along all the Midwest states, I think. Wasn't there something?
There's one thing that just finally arrived 2 weeks after I ordered it, because it was shipped out of North Dakota, went to one North Dakota processing center, left there, I could see that in tracking, and then just went on a journey until it finally arrived in Jacksonville 2 weeks later.
Yeah.
And all the tracking shows you is it's in transit, which the little bit I know about U.S. Post Office, which is damn little, is that when things get backed up, whether it's weather or it's really busy or, the governmental things are not functioning properly because this is the hellscape we live in, they will not scan things at every destination to just kind of move it through. And they will also reroute things from like where it would normally go, because that place is too busy, to somewhere else. My favorite is when they don't scan and they reroute. That's how you get a package down in Puerto Rico, even though it came from like not down that far.
Nope.
So
yeah. So yeah, what has happened thus far? Because I've been kind of peeking at watching the tracking. 2 days ago, it made it to Jacksonville, and it got scanned in. Hasn't been seen since anywhere.
Look, that's okay. I'm helping a person through thekinkery.com, who lives in Australia. Ordered something 2.5, almost 3 weeks, close to 3 weeks ago. It was either picked up by our mail carrier, or it was one of the ones I dropped off. There was like a 2-day period where I was doing both because we had so much kind of going out. I try not to be mean to our mail carrier and give them like too many packages, but I know that it left this property and it is in the possession of the USPS. The tracking says label has been created awaiting pickup by the post office, and this poor person is emailing going, do you know when my package will arrive? I'm like, I don't even know if it exists anymore. I have a plan. I'm gonna work with that person and help them out. Yeah Thanks.
Yeah.
Post office. And see, the thing is I know it's not the post office. It's not, I mean, every place that has employees are people, and so weird shit happens. The weather issues. Oh my God, the weather stuff. The tragedies from the weather stuff is what's awful. But that slows everything down. Then if our local post offices are like indicative of anything, they're short staffed somewhere because seem to be constantly hiring.
Yeah.
Are they on a hiring freeze? I don't know. I don't know anything about that part. So, like, I wanna support my post office, but I would like packages to arrive.
So, what is this? Is the Apple of woodworking products? Kind of.
It's the good.
Yeah. Yep. It's a good machine, and I'm looking forward to really putting it to.
I'm looking forward to products being restocked.
I know.
Because you could fully use the machine.
But, this has given me time to play with some other things.
True. And I am not even really focused on that right now because I am in the process of not rebuilding, but building our site somewhere else other than where it currently lives. And if I can make that happen and it can work properly and it not be expensive to run, then we will be switching things up thekinkery.com. So it's my current, and I am using this the way it is actually meant to be. It is my current hyper focus because I have ignored all kinds of other things I need to do so that I could play with that system. And then when I finally can like sit down and really work on it, like I could today, I lost all track of time. I'm really tired of having to be a responsible adult / parent because I was bitching at dinner tonight. I was like, I don't even get to enjoy my focus because there's no point in any day, and I'm sure this is just a responsible adult thing, but it is definitely a parenting thing too. There is no world in which I get literal hours where I can just lose myself. And I'm not wired to be a person who can somehow tune out all of the other things. I'm not a person that if I'm focused, if you start talking to me, it'll take me a few minutes to realize you are there. But once I've come up, it's my turn to cook dinner. Let me go do that. It's this, a kid needs that. This is what's going on. But because there's just so much. And I have spent my whole adult life going, I just want one whole day. I just want one whole day or whatever it is I'm working on. But you know what I do when I even get half a day? I scroll on Instagram or I read my book and I procrastinate. It's very annoying.
Yep.
So, anyway.
So with that, I've been playing with knives.
You have been.
Mm-hmm.
I need more knives. Plus, you're playing with new things.
I've been playing with real knives.
Oh, well, I need more of the kind that we sell.
I know.
We're running out of those too.
Huh.
It's such a good problem to have. I don't like to complain about it.
Yeah.
But I also hate seeing that stressed out expression you get when you start thinking about all the... I have this long list of I need this and I need this and I need this, and he's like, he stops breathing properly.
Excuse me. Yeah. I do.
I don't like to stress you out like that. I'll find fun ways to stress you out.
Right.
Ways that crack me up. Okay, that's fine. It's not real stress. You'll get your outlet the way I like to do it. But when it's real stress, it's just not fun.
No.
So, Lola's good.
Mm-hmm.
We stressed Ella the hell out.
Oh.
Oh, I will complain about this. I got to learn the depth and breadth of JB's disdain for Ella the cat the past few days. Okay. We have been trying to transition these cats to a different litter for literally 3 months. We've been doing a slow, mix in. We've got 3 litter boxes. 2 are fully switched over. We had one that was fully switched over. One that was mostly the new stuff, very little of the old stuff. And then we had one that was an even split between the 2. And I was like, these litter boxes are all getting used, so I think it's safe if we let's go ahead and swap these others out and make it fully the new. We're doing the pine pellet thing because it smells better. Ella stressed out so much, even though she has put her paws on this shit for 3 months now. Yeah. She started peeing on everything and everywhere except the litter box.
Yep.
And JB took it personally. I did have to go, she is not doing this to piss you off. She is stressed out. Yeah. We washed all kinds manners of blankets. We had to wash our curtains. I didn't know it. A cat that doesn't spray like the boy cats do. I didn't know a girl cat could pee standing up like that. But apparently she can.
She went in and pissed in Lola's crate.
She did. Poor Lola did not want to go in there, but she could not tell us why.
Lola did not like that.
So we, who love one another very, very much, ended up not sounding like we loved one another. And we have got one. JB is the king of mind fucks, because at first we were like, okay, let's get some stuff to spray to deter where she's been peeing so she doesn't go back. Which she was not going back to the same spot more than once, except for the fucking curtain, but that, I don't know. And then I don't think either of us trusted that was enough. And then JB had a brilliant idea. He goes, look, keep the new stuff at the bottom. Just sprinkle the old stuff on top. I was like, oh, like powdered sugar on top of a cake or something? Okay. It worked.
Yeah.
It worked. Now, she is now pickier about her. I have to go in more often to sprinkle more on top of it. And she's not a dumbass, because guess what? By the end of this week, that box will be 50 again. And we're back to buying 2 goddamn litters.
Yeah.
But yeah, she was so stressed out. I felt bad for her. I was like, we thought 3 months was enough time.
Mm-hmm.
It was not enough time.
No. I don't think there is enough time for her.
No.
I mean, it was, she peed on your shoes.
She peed on your shoes.
Peed on my shoes.
And see, here's the thing. And I don't know if it's because I really was calm about it, or if I was trying to show JB how you could get through this without losing your shit. He would come storming into a room and go, she pissed on this now. And I'd go, okay. And if it was a thing that I would just clean, I would just go clean it. But like the curtains, he had to help take down. Yeah. He found out about Lola's bed before I even got out of bed.
Had to strip all that down.
He started those. But like the shoes, he put my foot in my shoe and went, oh God, yeah. Pulled my foot out, hobbled to where the Clorox went. And I'm not like, I'm not having it was like gentle parenting. I was emotionally regulating myself in hopes that would help JB regulate his emotions about it. I was like, if I stay calm, hopefully he'll stay calm. It'll be fine. We're just going to be no nonsense. We did not last 48 hours.
No. Nope.
I mean, I don't want Ella to run around being stressed. I also don't want her to clean up pee. All day long, right?
No.
But yeah, JB was little.
We had gotten to the point within that 48 hours that our bedroom door was closed. Mm-hmm. Both boys' bedrooms doors
and their bathroom door
were closed, and the bathroom door, and the door to the office.
Yeah, we were just boxing her into the dining room, kitchen, and living room. And she was still finding shit to pee on. Mm-hmm. I mean, here's what I think. I think JB started taking it personal because Ella has 0 fucks to give. She has always had 0 fucks to give. And she was looking him in the eye while peeing on what... And he would come in and go, she stared at me while she peed on my shoes.
I walked in the bedroom. She was in the bathroom. She saw me. She squatted down on that damn mat in the bathroom and just looked at me and just let it rip.
And he took that personally. Yep. I was like, she's a cat. And Onyx doesn't let her hold the brain cell, okay? She's not doing this to piss you off. I promise you, this is not personal.
Well, that's true. Onyx does not share the brain cell with her.
Look, I'm not sure. I think Onyx sets it down and walks away and forgets where she left the brain cell, too, sometimes.
Yeah.
Because, sometimes.
Yeah. So Ella was a hot mess, and in turn made me a hot mess, and
oh my God, I was like, I'll just see. I do all the litter box stuff, and when I start like getting in my feelings about it, where I'm like, I have to do litter box stuff, then I do have to remind myself that JB feeds them without twice a day, every day, and I only rarely come in and go, right. So I'm like, okay, I have to deal with the smell of cat pee and cat poo, and clean up things, but. It's a fair distribution. But by the end of that weekend, I was like, I will put up with 2 fucking litters if it'll calm this fucking man down, because I need him to take a breath. He is stressing me out. I understood this was going to be a bit of a transition period, and then I got worried that we were stressing her out in a harmful way. But I just couldn't live with JB freaking out. I was like, nope, it'll be fine. It's fine. This is fine.
Well, we came up with a solution. We executed said
we are basically back to where we were before we started.
And she's happy as a freaking clam.
She's actually she makes a lot more noise when she feels like her one litter box that she has claimed is not proper. Mm-hmm, and that's when then she like pees on the outside of it, or she gets shifty around the house.
Yeah.
But I don't know. So anyway,
That's it. That's us. That's that.
that's us. That's the chaos that rules around here.
Yep.
And now I'm hoping that my oldest child, who's about to be 20, Jesus,
Yeah.
was calling just to shoot the shit. And that when I take my phone off airplane, that everything's fine and there are no crises.
Right.
But
That's who that was.
Yeah, I'm an anxious human being who is also a parent.
Yeah.
So I can conjure up all kinds of scary scenarios.
He's been going through it lately.
Yeah. We got him to come home for 4th of July.
Yeah.
Just for one night, just to get away from... He was stuck in his head because of stuff going on there. And I was like, why don't you come home? Let me feed you. Like
some heartbreak happened.
I was like, look, we are who we are. We're not putting on a show for you. We're not going to be extra fun, but at least you're not like by yourself. And if you wander into a room, you have somebody there to talk to. And you got access to the car if you come home, and got him to come home. So.
Yeah. So, all right. Are we good?
As good as we'll ever be.
Who knows, right?
Who knows? So I guess we're gonna go.
All right.
Thanks for being here.
Yep.
Especially to the bitter end. And we'll be back next week.
Enjoyed y'all hanging out with us. Thank you.
JB's birthday's on Saturday, July 12th. Okay, bye.